Being successful and wealthy is one thing. Maintaining that status is something else, and the singer Keyshawn Anderson, aka Sean Kingston, tried to cheat his way out, and he horribly failed. You'll quickly understand the level of greed he displayed for years right now. After releasing successful songs, such as Beautiful Girls and Take You There in 2007, Kingston literally became a household name. He's had many songs featuring major stars such as Wyclef Jean, Justin Bieber, Vybz Kartel, and Tory Lanez. You'll be surprised to know that despite the big names I just mentioned, Kingston was far from being a millionaire.
The biggest check I got was actually $500,000, and that was for my publishing deal. That was crazy, man. I never forget. My eyes got big as hell. I looked at the check. I was like, "What? This is crazy." I was like, "You know what? I don't really want to be the typical rapper, but I just gotta get my change." You know, my brother's like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, we got a village in Jamaica we gotta take care of. We got people that you really my mom's locked up in prison talking about some she need commissary, and you talk about some change."
In fact, his financial situation was terrible. The first signs of money problems started in 2014 when his Mercedes-Benz G-Class SUV was repossessed after he fell 3 months behind on payments. Another of his cars, a Bentley, was also repossessed a week later in front of a Hollywood hotel. As if it wasn't enough, a third car, a Lambo, was repossessed also in Hollywood right after he parked it after falling 6 months behind in payments. These car dealers were after him. As a man who was clearly living way beyond his means, Kingston didn't get the message.
See what it is, man. Free goo out, man. Free goo out. The streets talking crazy, man. I don't know what they talking about. Look at the watch collection. Look at the watch collection, yeah. Look at the ring collection. You know what I'm saying? So, we got one Cuban. We got another Cuban. Y'all saying I own jewelry. Why I still got it then? Look, another gold Cuban. Plain kilo. That's 2 kilos right there. SK piece. Another Cuban. And last but not least, a chain that's called 250 racks. I'm out, man. I just got another rollie. My bad. So that's, you know what I'm saying? I just want to let people know all this is for motivation. I ain't trying to be, I'm very, very humble, you know what I'm saying? God bless me. Today was the day I had a jet ski accident, I almost died. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for Guwap. Guwap came out.
Several jewelers came forward claiming that he failed to pay their items, and one of them, who goes by the name of Aquamaster, even filed a lawsuit against him. And guess what? Well, Sean Kingston lost the lawsuit and was ordered to pay the company over $300,000 in 2018. He previously was sued by a Florida-based jeweler that claimed he had not paid $48,000 worth of goods and was also ordered to pay $356,000 to New York-based Avi Da Jeweler after failing to pay 9 pieces of jewelry. Another company selling the same types of items in LA, Avian Jewelers, allegedly kidnapped the dude after failing to fully pay their items during an exchange that went horribly wrong. It doesn't stop there at all. Kingston was still not able to pay one of these jewelers after the lawsuits, and rumors started going around that his music royalties might get seized to cover the payment. To add insult to injury, he even failed to pay his own lawyers after these ordeals and had to admit that he was broke, despite still flaunting fancy cars and properties around that time. Another company called Dreamwatch won a nearly $1 million civil lawsuit against him in August 2024 after he failed once again to pay, this time for a $378,000 Patek Philippe and a $534,000 Richard Mille. They claim they even sent a representative from Malaysia to sell him the 2 items, and after inspecting them, he accepted the total price of $912,000 and closed the deal. He promised to send wire transfer that never happened, stopped responding to their messages after several emails, and just kept the watches. As you can see, Kingston quickly developed a pattern of buying flashy things that were clearly way above what he could afford, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. His obsession of appearing richer than he is became much worse after these ordeals. May 23, 2024, Sean Kingston's South Florida home was raided.
CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is in Southwest Ranches with the details on the investigation.
An attorney for a South Florida entertainment company says that Sean Kingston is a scammer. This attorney alleges that Kingston had a $150,000 entertainment center installed in his home that he didn't pay for, and says that is what led to this raid. Keshawn Anderson, known by fans as Sean Kingston, was arrested in Fort Irwin, California, Thursday on fraud and theft charges in connection to a raid at a home that he rents in Southwest Ranches. More than a dozen BSO deputies were at the mansion, and for hours they pulled out boxes of belongings and electronics from the home. According to a lawsuit filed on behalf of Verver Entertainment, Kingston had a 232-inch television and entertainment system installed in the home that was never fully paid for.
It's an LED component system. There's probably 1,000 components, and they're literally taking the LEDs out, and then they're taking the wiring that's behind it. There's 64 panels of that. They're taking it down.
Piece by piece, the entertainment system was removed. Attorney Dennis Card, who represents Verver Entertainment, says Kingston has a reputation for not paying people.
He's got basically a script. He says that he works with Justin Bieber and that he obviously puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't own it. And he lures people using his celebrity into having them release things without him paying for it, and then he simply never pays.
Thursday afternoon, Kingston posted this to his Instagram story, saying, "People love negative energy. I'm good, and so is my mother. My lawyers are handling everything as we speak."
His mom, who was also allegedly involved in these schemes, was arrested on the property. The singer wasn't home when the raid took place, but things got much worse for him the next day. He was arrested in Fort Irwin, California, booked in San Bernardino jail, and charged with fraud and theft alongside his mother, Janice Turner. To be honest, I don't know what they were thinking. These companies were not just gonna disappear. By the way, Janice Turner herself has a history of legal troubles for the same type of crime. Back in 2006, she pleaded guilty to charges of bank fraud and filing fraudulent loan applications. She was sentenced to 16 months in prison and released in March 2007. While in court during the current indictment, Ms. Turner admitted to sending fake wires from her bank account to pay people, but claiming it was all an attempt to protect Kingston from being taken advantage of. Turner said she handles all of her son's business transactions and admitted to sending fake bank wires because he'd been scammed before. She described herself as a no-nonsense mother and claimed that it had always been her intention to pay back any debts. Fast forward to Friday, March 28, 2025, things got way worse for Kingston and his mom. They were convicted on all counts for their $1 million fraud scheme. According to prosecutors, they scammed a jeweler business, a luxury bed company, a used exotic car dealership, and the aforementioned micro-LED TV company. Unlike his previous civil cases, this was criminal, and they both face a maximum of 20 years in prison per count. Kingston managed to post bond after using a home valued at $500,000 and $200,000 in cash, but he'll have to remain at home with electronic monitoring. Meanwhile, his mom will stay in federal custody until sentencing in July. Both of the lawyers plan to appeal the verdict. I don't think they'll get away with light sentences considering that they both have previous run-ins with the law. Kingston was already on 2 years of probation for trafficking stolen property and is now accused of violating its terms. At least the probation is set to end on October 1st, 2025. Despite everything, his net worth is currently estimated at $400,000, but honestly, I doubt it. I don't know, man. He's been spending a lot and not earning a lot as far as I can see. So yeah, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses and don't be greedy. Peace.